So it showed off the old burial ground here in Beaufort there. In the last one, just we're going to show a few other things off here in Beaufort. Beaufort's right on the water, real cool little place. And one of the things that Beaufort's known for, um, the pilot, the astronaut pilot, Michael John Smith of the Challenger, the Space Shuttle Challenger, he was from here. There's a little it's an epitaph. He's buried in Arlington Cemetery up near D.C. So he's not buried here. It's not a grave, but it's a marker, a monument right here on the water that we're going to check out for him. He was the pilot. That was 1986, January 1986. I was 6 years old. I remember I didn't know I didn't grasp the importance of it, how big of a deal that was. But it's the first thing I remember from my childhood, kind of realizing that grown-ups were kind of hanging on to this anyway. But he was the pilot, and his were the last words that came from the Challenger, and it was just "uh-oh." That was his last words. That was anybody's last words from the Challenger disaster. But here's a little monument to him right on the water that we definitely wanted to stop and check out. One of the big things on the Challenger, here's the crew. That's Michael Smith there, the front row on the left, and then behind him there to his right, that lady to his right, that was a teacher. She was the first civilian in space, so that was a big deal. Of course, none of those astronauts there survived, but that was a big deal with the first civilian in space. And another thing that Beaufort is known for, which got the mural here in the B, is Edward Teach Blackbeard. So he ran ashore here long time ago, and we're going to actually go in here and check out. This is the North Carolina Maritime Museum, I think is what it was called. It's a free museum. There's a bunch of stuff in here that I didn't have any interest in. I'm sure it's cool to some people, and kind of cool to walk through and see, even if I don't know what pretty much any of it is. But they've got the stuff, the whatever was able to be salvaged from Queen Anne's Revenge, which was Blackbeard's ship that he ran ashore here in Beaufort back in the 1700s. So we're going to go in and check some of that stuff out. There's a bunch of random crap in here. This was cool, big whale, I guess. I wasn't paying half attention. This wasn't really what I came to see, but it would look cool. And of course, somebody had their kids in here, like 2-year-old kids maybe, which had no business being here. There was nothing in here for them. Half of this stuff's pretty boring even for me, grown man. So those kids are just roaming around screaming. Don't do that crap. But Blackbeard, so they had a big exhibit here on Blackbeard, and we're going to walk through and check out some of this stuff. So before Blackbeard captured it, Queen Anne's Revenge was a French ship, a French slave trading ship, La Concorde, and Blackbeard captured it in 1717. He didn't even have it for a full year. 1718 is when he ran aground here in Beaufort. Heck, he died in 1718. Not during that. He lived through that and died in a big battle. But he wasn't far from death by the time he even captured. But this is the ship he was known for. The Queen Anne's Revenge. It was his flagship, at least in the short amount of time he had it. He did a lot with it, capturing other ships and other stuff too, doing his old piratey stuff. But he was reckless, I guess, and did run aground here, but transferred a lot of stuff and a lot of the men. Had like 300 men, crew 300 men on the ship. But they found this stuff in 1996, so hadn't actually been that long ago when this stuff was found. A lot of cool stuff to see. Dishes, that sword was cool. That cutlass, I think, what it was. But some cannons, actually pieces of the ship here. Free museum, heck, man, just freaking walk right in, check this stuff out, if nothing else. This was cool. I don't know if it shows up quite as well here on screen, but this was a TV. So see right here, it'd go into showing stuff, but then they'd talk about something, and then that would fade away, and you'd actually see what they were talking about right behind it. First place I've ever seen something like that. So that was cool. It was just real awesome to walk through and check out. Everybody's heard of Blackbeard, even if you don't know the whole story and the whole history, which I did not. Everybody's heard of Blackbeard, the pirate probably the most famous pirate, I guess. So you think of old pirates back in the day doing a lot of violent stuff. I'm sure even old Blackbeard was no saint, but he turned to violence less than others maybe, and just tried to use tactics to scare people, and I guess it worked. He was a pretty scary dude. Big black beard. He would light matches, slow burning fuse type matches that were used back then. Stick those under his hat to look intimidating. He was known for the flags, using black flags with skulls and bones and stuff on them. I think the one he's most famous for is a skeleton kind of spear in a heart, which looks really cool. But what I couldn't find out through this kind of stuff, being here at the museum, is he probably actually never even used that flag. But I think that's the flag that he's most known for. Somehow it got attributed to him, but probably never even used it. But it's a cool looking flag. Um, so a lot of these cannons and stuff. So he outfitted that ship, the La Concorde, with like 40 guns. It of course had none, I guess, or very few as a slave trading ship, but he threw a ton of them on it. But that's it. We're just going to walk through and check out that stuff. 300-year-old ship, not much of it left, but what was left was cool to see. And that's it. We're going to head out of this museum and we'll find something else to get into.